Hey guys, I hope you had a lovely Christmas. I hope you could find some enjoyment throughout the day, even if it was eating lots of lovely food, getting presents. I hope you could enjoy some happiness without your mental health hanging over your head. This week is New Year, and I, as well as a lot of you, hate the fact that a new year is coming. I do not like the new year, because it frustrates me when people say, oh, you've got to make New Year's resolutions, and as soon as that clock strikes midnight, you can be a new person. Don't live in the past and make a brand new start. And I think it bothers me so much because your mental health does not change in the new year. As soon as that clock strikes midnight, your mental health is the same as it was at 11:59. It doesn't change just because a number on the calendar's changed. It's still as difficult, it's still as hard, and you can't just all of a sudden have this ultra positive attitude just because it's a new year. It just doesn't work like that. Last year I talked about what a difference a year makes, and I still believe in that, and sort of looking over how far you've come over the year rather than making New Year's resolutions, because a year is a long time and a lot can happen in a year. And 2015 has been one of the toughest years I have ever faced. I have been pulled in different ways. I have just been tested, and every part of me seems to have been broken apart, and I just feel exhausted even thinking about what I've gone through this year, and it's continuing into the new year. One of the toughest things I think that sticks out for me that I've gone through this year is my head illness. It was a complete shock, and it has been really, really hard to deal with. It has not only impacted majorly on my physical illness, it's impacted majorly on my mental illness as well. I'm still finding ways to cope with it, and we are still working hard with the doctors to sort of hopefully find a way to work it out that works for both my brain and myself. But it has really, really tested me. I have just been so exhausted with the whole process of the illness. It has just tested me in a complete different way that a mental illness has never tested me before. And it's been so hard to face. It made me lose hope in everything. I lost the reason to fight. And I don't know if I shared that, but I did. I lost it for a long time. I just lost the point. I was so tired of dealing with crap, whether it be mental and now physical, that I sort of just lost the reason to fight and having tests. And it was just, I lost hope, and I lost the belief in myself that I could fight another thing. And trying to pick yourself up when you are literally just feeling like, what's the point anymore, was not an easy thing to do. And I'm still not there. I still have days where I'm like, what the point when I'm taking the tablets to help the pressure in my head? I'm thinking, what is the point if I still have these massive, massive headaches? What is the point? Are they really doing anything? And it's hard, and I hate the fact that it's now going into another year with me. Going into a new year with a physical illness as well as a mental illness makes me feel more broken than ever. And I do not like that feeling. I've gone into New Year with mental illnesses, but I've never gone in with a physical illness as well. And it's hard. It just feels like I'm more broken than ever. And I don't like it. I do not like it. My mental health has suffered immensely this year. Not only has it been impacted by my physical health, when you're physically ill, it takes a toll on your mental health as well. And I never really understood that until the whole illness. And it was hard. It was hard because I find it hard enough as it is to deal with my mental illness on a normal day-to-day basis when I have it. And then having sort of the depression as well from the physical illness added on, it just felt like too much weight was pulling me under, and I just could not fight it anymore. And I just felt like I was hanging off a cliff with only my pinky holding on, and I just did not know how to survive this year. I honestly didn't. Looking back even a few months ago, I don't know how I did it, because making it to 2016 seemed like an impossible task. But here I am with only a few days to go, and I made it. And to me, that's just, I don't know how I did it. I honestly do not know how I have survived this year. I also think that one reason why I survived this year as much as I did was because when you go through something with a mental illness, or anything really, is it makes you stronger. When something traumatic happens, or you deal with something that causes you pain or anything like that, it makes you stronger, and it gives you some sort of, it leaves an internal scar. And I have got lots of internal scars from my mental illness over the years. And I honestly think that if my head illness had come a few years earlier, I don't think I would have lasted as long as I did. I think I would have given in very, very easily and very quickly, and I don't think I would have fought it long at all. But because of all the crap that I've gone through over the years, it's made me stronger. And I suppose that's good in a way, because when new challenges that are tough come my way, I can sort of handle them better. That it doesn't make it any more pleasant to go through. And I feel like this year I've had to use every tool from my toolbox of mental health techniques to try and scrape my way through this year. But this year hasn't all been bad. I have also made great strides in my mental illness. I started to see a new therapist, and I had given up on the whole professional help, because mental health is still very, very underrated, and it's just a not very good system, and it's just a really, really hard thing with professional help when you go see it to sort of go through. And if anybody has gone through professional help, mental health care, then you will know what I'm talking about, but it's not the best. So I had sort of given up on the whole professional help thing, and I was just tired, but I knew that I couldn't do it by myself, because I wasn't strong enough. I couldn't do it by myself. I needed help. I knew that if I had to do it by myself, then there'd be some serious repercussions in the sense of self-harm or something even more serious. And I knew that I couldn't let myself go down that route again. So I needed to find some help. So I found this therapist, my new therapist, and I was very, very skeptical. I honestly didn't think that it would work, or that it would just be the same as what I've had before. But I have noticed subtle changes within my mental illness and within my personality since I've been seeing my therapist, and how little things I do are changing slightly. And to me, that's very, very good, because you can get into some really, really bad habits when you have a mental illness. What you need to do to help your mental illness is to break those habits. So noticing that some of my habits are changing is really, really good. And I've noticed that I'm very, very sort of open to telling her things. In the past, I'm very, very closed off. I don't like to talk about anything that is too painful for me. I don't like to divulge in much information. I'm just a very, very private person in that sense. And now, after months of seeing it, I am very, very open to the fact of, if something has happened to me, or if I feel something, or I've had a very, very bad week, and I will go to her and I will offer up the information more or less straight away, and we will talk about it and we will deal with it, rather than me constantly holding these feelings inside and them eating away at me. I sort of talk them out and deal with them when they arise, as well as dealing with things in the past. But I noticed that seems to be working for me, and that was something I've never done. I've never offered up personal information about myself willingly before. Also, I've noticed that I'm getting better at sort of within my personal relationships, more with my family lately, to sort of, you guys know that I don't believe in myself. I have zero self-worth and self-confidence. But lately with my family, we've been sort of with my therapist, I've been working on confidence and believing in my own opinions, and if I want to do something like with a decision, then I should stick to that decision. And we've been working on that a lot in therapy lately, and I've noticed lately with my family that I have been coming more of my shell in the fact that if I have an opinion on a subject, I will state it, and I won't cower behind and sort of change my opinion to what everybody else thinks. If I strongly believe in something and I want that opinion across, I will say it and I won't change it. And that is something that I never did before. So little things like that are changing within me, and that never happened before. And that's a difference for me that a year has been, that there has been some terrible things happen this year. I have barely scraped by getting into the new year. I have found it one of the toughest years I've ever had to deal with, and I honestly did not think I would see it 2016. But it has also been one of the best in the sense of my mental health, with me changing some bad habits that I've developed with my mental health, and sort of getting a little step into some self-confidence that I've never had before. And that's what you've got to do. Look at the difference a year makes. Yeah, some bad things have happened, and do I wish they didn't happen? Of course I wish I didn't have this head illness, and some of the bad things that happened never happened, but I can't stop them from happening. But as long as looking at the bad, look at the good, and look, it doesn't matter how small, look at the good. I mean, look at that, a few habits have changed, and I stated an opinion. For a lot of people that would sound absolutely ridiculous, but for people who have no self-confidence, or people with any sort of mental health, that would seem like a big step, because it's a big step to do that. And if you keep focusing on the bad without looking at the good, then you're just going to go into the new year with negativity. And don't, there's going to be bad that happens, but look how far you've come in the aspect of good as well. And a lot of good happened last year as well. We became really close with our neighbours upstairs, and we've become really good friends with them. I've been able to socialise a bit more this year, which I never thought I would ever be able to do again. And I started my second channel, and I did Vlogmas. I completed Vlogmas, and never in a million years would I have ever be able to do that, considering I still find it hard to sit in front of you guys on my iPad and talk. So it's little things like that that can equal out the bad way of the year. So I hope this video offers a little insight into what you can do instead of making New Year's resolutions, that you can also just look back at the year and see how far you've come, and that when bad things happen, build up a stack of little good things that happen too, and you'll see that a lot of good happened along with bad as well. And I will be posting a video on New Year's Day just to make sure you guys know that I am always here for you, and the support group will be open throughout New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. It's open 24/7 basically. So thank you guys for all your support over 2015. I still cannot believe how far the group has come, but I am looking forward to see what it becomes in 2016. So thank you guys again, and I will see you on New Year's Day. Bye.